All right, everyone. We are back with the next episode of the Raiders Rambles. I am Jolt, chief host of the show, and joined today with none other than my co-host, Avira.
Hi, guys. I hope you're having a fantabulous day and or night. Welcome back.
Yeah, sorry for the absence from last week, Avira. What happened?
I wasn't really feeling too well last week. Pretty stressful. Had some kind of stomach bug going on. But I am feeling absolutely amazing right now. I'm looking forward to a fantastic episode.
Yeah, like I can totally relate that. I got a sudden sickness like just the week before the cancelled episode, so yeah,
Yeah,
never
I don't
fun
know,
when that
man.
happens too.
Something's been going around. I don't know. But
Yeah,
it's all good to be
good.
back.
It must all be connected, huh? Anyway, glad you're back. Glad you're feeling so much better now. So yeah. Next on the show we have Noble.
Hey again.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
And next on the show we have Stifer.
Hello, everyone's favourite zombie otter is back again.
Yes. That's right. So let's dig right into the whole meat of it, shall we? As for our namesake of the show, Weeb and a Scholar, yes. This one here. You wouldn't believe, like, if it's your dream to literally be, working in anime of your own, you might just have a path to that today. Netflix offering full Tokyo anime school scholarships with living expense support open to foreigners.
Well, now that doesn't sound too terrible.
Right, but you got to consider. Remember, this is Japan we're talking about. You have to be able to learn how to write in Japanese, read in Japanese, and a whole lot more as well.
And it's from Netflix, so how well's that going to be?
You're going to have to be ready for the culture shock.
Yeah, and I don't think you can, try and push Western values and such. Fortunately, Japan people love it when you do try, when you do become appreciative of their culture. Dress like them, such and such. I've been there.
All right. Well, let's see what this article says. Streaming giant.
Yeah, Netflix is teaming up with Attack on Titan, Ghost in the Shell Studios for course designed by Studio
Yes.
Ghibli veteran. Already sounding like they got the big guns out. Pretty much as soon as it arrived in Japan, Netflix made anime a major pillar of its content mix. And now Netflix's continuous presence within Japan anime industry, and now it doesn't want to just be involved in creating animation, but animators too. So, yeah, I think so. Now we know that anime is becoming more and more popular these days, especially considering the current circumstances we're in. So you know what? I think why not, right?
It does sound interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, how much will the course cost students? Not a single yen. Netflix is footing the bill as a scholarship and is even pledging to help students out with their living expenses during the program. Wow. So, Netflix is going to be helping students who want to help work on these animations. Interesting. That's a big investment.
That is insane.
My concern would be more how the industry would feel about it. So in the news in the last couple of weeks or months, a few select actual bigwigs in the anime world over in Japan don't like the idea of foreigners interfering with their thing. For instance, China, America, ordering that things have to go a certain way in these shows that they're making
Right.
and movies.
Like, here's the thing. I understand like where this is going to go with. Like Japan. I know is naturally a really insular country, not like the distrustful foreigners. Didn't take in that many refugees and such. And yeah, like what would happen if the Westerners tried imposing the values? Like, dear God, what if they started putting California values into anime?
Oh no, no! Don't say that blasphemy. You did
Look,
not just go there.
what Netflix needs to realize is they shouldn't be trying to go after anime. They need to make their own thing. Because eventually, if this ends up going badly, it'll be seen as knockoff anime, and more than likely, people in Japan are going to get horribly pissed at it. At which point, companies in America may start soon finding it difficult to actually buy anime or get the licenses to it. So this could turn around and bite them in the ass.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, look how big Attack on Titan is in anime in general these days. Imagine that turning into a Netflix adaptation.
Yeah, all that has to happen is some Japanese company or investors turn around and go, let's see, our shows are really popular in America, and the companies here don't want to turn around and sell or license to anyone in the US. What would stop them from investing money in making up their own company and then reselling it so all the profits then go straight back to Japan?
Well, exactly.
Well, I mean, I guess that would be greed would probably allow that to happen. But I think one of the best kind of fusions of American animation and anime-esque type of style would be Avatar: The Last Airbender. That was American anime. I know that might sound pretty weird, but like that worked pretty damn well, in my opinion. Right?
Yes, but then again,
isn't that a good example?
It is, but you also didn't have a bunch of crazy fucks working on the show, I'm guessing.
Mm.
Well, no,
before we do that though, it won't be that easy though. Like, let's have a look at the requirements for the course. Applicants must be between 18 and 25 years old and have graduated from high school no later than March of 2021. Soon. While Japanese residency is required, non-Japanese citizens are welcome to apply, and full Japanese language fluency is not a must, as long as applicants are able to have everyday conversations in Japanese.
Also, you need to already at least know the basic of the language, because they're not going to provide it for you. You're going to need to know it yourself, or have already been taught it.
More or less, yes. You must, like you need to know how to go to the shops and deal with the shopkeepers. You need to know such things.
Here's the thing: a lot of people are probably going to think you can just breeze through all this. No, the culture shocks, especially from a place like America, is just going to completely throw you through your ways on Sunday if you've never been to Japan.
Oh yes, like everything works so much differently in every different place, but especially like people a lot of the time assume, English is understood everywhere. Well, it isn't, especially if you go to an Asian country, especially Japan, and then you would just assume everyone's going to know exactly what you're saying. You will come to the big shock.
Exactly. No. And here's the thing, learning the language makes sense. Like, if you're going to have a scholarship to go to this country, yeah, you should at least know some basic native language. Duh.
I think it's going to fall down to more. A lot of people go to work in Japan thinking it'll be easy, and then realizing that, oh shit, this is a lot harder here.
Yeah.
So covering finances and that for a student, that's really good. As long as the student doesn't have to get any other income from anywhere else. But they won't be able to go on like sightseeing tours all the time. It will be full on.
Well, plus,
I mean, man, I just never got. I never got the scholarship I wanted to when I was doing my university.
Oops.
What?
That's fine. I can tell you this though, as somebody who has been to Japan, yes, they do have a respectable command of the English language, even though they don't use it much. It's mostly, it's mostly to help people navigate around
Hmm.
around town, like train stations, so and so, and yeah, information desks.
Yeah, it's like duolingual signs and stuff like that.
That's right.
I've seen that a
And
lot in different countries, and like it could be
and
in
and
India, China, Europe, all over the place.
yeah, and when you do get food, it's they have a visual models of the food you're getting. So on the window in the shop front.
Oh, I would assume they have like the price in the local currency and then like American dollars next to it, like the equivalent. Have you ever seen that?
I wouldn't think it would be American dollars next to it because they wouldn't really accept that as their legal tender.
No, a
They'd
lot of
only
countries
accept
do.
it in yen.
A lot of countries do, though.
All right.
Oh yeah, especially across Europe. It's like, oh, it's 10 euros or 12 USD.
All right. Well, you don't get
That's
that in England. I can say that for sure.
yeah, that's like all over the place, man.
Nah, I mean it's largely all yen and yen and yen, but
Hmm.
but I mean you love it there. If you ever do go to Japan and when if things do begin opening up, you will love it there. You're gonna
Oh,
have the
it's
time of your
definitely a
life.
place I've always wanted to go to.
Yes. I'm not gonna lie, I actually want to go there again and fly my suit to Japan. I
Oh
must.
God.
I must.
In another
Come on.
country again.
Just to get me over there,
That'd
I'll
be
come be your
cool.
handler. I mean, even with this situation, though, it's like, given how people act these days, who's to say someone's not going to be like, oh, this will be a great opportunity, and then blow off the whole scholarship just to think it's a free holiday that's Netflix is paying for?
Isn't that what like 50% of college students even do? Like, bro, I can't believe I'm out of my parents' house. No, let's go to the beach, bro.
Yeah, and then they realize,
There.
God, like I think they'll be in shock too when Japanese colleges don't work the same way as American colleges too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
because American colleges, I'm sure you've know about the whole frat boy drinking shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, and and I think that's gonna fly, like like that. Other than that though, last comment, Crystal Lava. I heard Tokyo is like an adult Disneyland. That is a yes and a no. Yes, there is a Disneyland in Japan just off of Tokyo. There actually is one. Kind of like like a lot of offices too. Like I'm sure you can find this Pokemon office and so on
That's what I
somewhere
want to
around
go for.
The Tokyo area, the Pokemon Center. And then you have like, and I never went to those places during my visit in Japan, like all those years ago. And I know there's like the Weeb Quarter in Akihabara, which makes the whole Tokyo is the Disneyland for adults. So yeah, you are not wrong, not entirely,
Hmm.
but yeah, you love it. And I think it's also really great to venture outside of the cities of Japan because it's actually it's easier than you think. The trains are so good, so you know, get outside, get outside, go out and go around.
So,
Yeah,
Jolt,
overall,
just a quick question.
yeah,
When you were in Japan, did you get to go on the bullet train?
yes,
Oh my goodness! Was it like super quick? Like, was it like a roller coaster or something?
not a roller coaster. It's just really fast. Tokyo to Osaka in 3 hours, give or take.
Whoa!
How was the inertia?
The ride was smooth.
You didn't
So
feel like an astronaut, like accelerating as you're
no,
approaching
it's a fast train,
120
but it's
miles an
very
hour.
stable.
Wow. Cool.
Things run really well, and yeah, like I said, it's easy to go around.
All right.
Although if it were me though, I'd prefer Osaka compared to Tokyo, but that's just me. But yeah, I guess just to kind of get back on track and sort this whole thing out. What do you think about the whole going out to study Weeb stuff with your foreigner stuff and bringing anime back home to your home country?
I'll be honest, the US already has something like that. It's called the Disney's Rules of Animation. What the hell's wrong with that? Disney's not using it anymore.
Well, I
Or
mean, yeah, there's already like Western animation, so why? I mean, I understand that it's a nice thing to learn like the different thing, and it's a good opportunity. But Westerners already have their kind of anime. They don't need to take it from Japan and then make it Western anyway, because that's what will end up happening eventually.
Okay. Yeah, I see your point. Where like I kind of think of it as like cultural, like not pluralism, but it's kind of like learning from each other. Like how different
Hmm.
artists can be inspired by different styles. Like let's
Yeah,
say if I wanted to make a character that comes from a particular region, well, if I have experience in that particular region, I can design their character to look more like that area. Like let's say if I wanted to make some samurai character, and I happen to live in Japan for like 6 months, I'm like, well, now I have an idea about their culture. I can kind of like make the character, look like that. That'd be kind of cool. And
I'm going to
vice versa. Same thing if people lived in America during I don't know the Revolutionary War or something crazy like that. Who knows? So yeah,
yeah,
I think it's very interesting to get different art perspectives from different regions and different cultures.
yeah. That's the thing though, like or maybe it's just Netflix trying to jumping on the whole anime gravy train because it's more getting popular, and Western cartoons are just with only a few exceptions. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, I mean, that's the difference. Like, there's a difference between the style, and then there's like the style. Like
Yeah,
anime or particular Western or
anime
certain
is
types
just
of thing.
it has its definitive style, and you just know it when you see it.
yeah.
I'm
Exactly.
pretty,
Yeah.
I got a feeling this is going to come down to fakeimation.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Who knows? But I guess other than that, though, yeah, mixed opinions about how this is gonna work, though. We'll see if they succeed. Like Americanized anime, or oh. Anyway, yeah. So, shall we move on to the next item?
Please.
Yes. Yes, we will. I got this on for you. Netflix adapting Redwall books into animated movies, TV series. Okay, there's a bit of history on this one too. Like there was in the late '90s, a Redwall cartoon based on three different books done by. It was animated by I can't remember what it was. Nelvana, what was it? And it was done in the hand of like more traditional animation. And that series stopped at three books. So now I don't for this to come back, it's proven interesting though. But yeah, for those who don't know what Redwall is, it's a really popular children's fantasy book series. It's been spanned on like since the late '80s, and the late author Brian Jakes passed away in 2011. And yeah, sad feels when that happened because I was literally hooked on those books. Now I know I got into them late, but that's how I got into furry.
So basically, we
Oh,
reckon it's just
wow.
going to turn up to the whole meme about the Netflix adaptation. How's this going to turn out?
Well, let's just hope they don't bastardize it.
Yeah.
Well, is there a trailer out for it? Like, do we know like what kind of the artwork is going to look like? Like from this picture, I don't know if that's from the particular
No, that.
series.
Mm. Right now, I've not seen any trailers as of late, but I do know it's just Netflix is just cut a deal with the book publishers Random House, and yeah, we don't
Okay,
know how
so
this is going to look like. We don't know what kind of animation is
well, I
going to
mean,
be like. Are they going to do like a hand painted animation or like 3D models? I don't know yet. What's the aesthetic? I don't know.
it would be interesting if they did the hand painted things.
Yes, it actually would make it really, really more spot on. Get the feel correct to it though.
Can you
Yeah,
imagine
right.
the cost?
Yeah, and I think, to be honest with you, that would be so much more perfect because it's really hand painted animation. Just seems to be like such a dying thing.
Hmm.
Hang on. All right, let's read a little bit of this stuff first. Netflix announced it has enlisted Patrick McHale, creator of Cartoon Network's Over the Garden Wall, to write the feature film.
Yes.
The film was based on Jackson's first book in the series, Redwall. Netflix is also developing an event series based on the character of Martin the Warrior. Ooh. You know
Wow,
something? I have,
that
like,
is amazing.
John, you know something that's fascinating? People have tried for many years to get an animation of Redwall, an adaptation in animation. Like, and Nirvana's was pretty much the only one that we know of that's been kind of the most successful, you could say. Like, I remember there was a one point, like, there was a DeviantArt project to get one of the Redwall books to be turned into a movie, but that never really took off.
I don't know, man. Have you ever seen Over the Garden Wall?
Nope.
This guy knows what he's doing. Trust me.
I've never
Oh,
even heard of that.
Yeah, look up Over the Garden Wall. This is
Yeah,
oh
I've
my
not seen that
goodness.
show.
I have high expectations.
it's not like Over the Hedge, is it?
No,
No,
no.
no, man. It's awesome. I'm not gonna get into detail
Oh,
at the
actually,
moment.
you know what? If this is hand painted like this is, though, I think my faith has been restored.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Until they
So,
make it live action.
no, no.
And that's how it is these days, isn't it? Take something beloved and ruin it with live action.
That's a Disney thing. This would have to get taken over by Disney.
Ugh. Don't give them any ideas.
It's not like they can afford to buy Netflix, is it?
Next thing, Disney owns Netflix.
Wait, what?
So the
Disney
next
owns
thing to come.
everything. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's a
Yeah.
meme. I don't know. Like, no, then that means the cartoon and animation world is doomed
Oh god.
because of Disney's mega monopoly. But yeah, I think if this was true, and if I was really into this whole Netflix thing, this is going to really be good for Netflix's portfolio.
I think so.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it would be, especially if it's such a thing that so many people really loved and enjoyed. Then, if they do it right and they play the cards how they need to be played, then it will be very beneficial for them.
Yes, I mean Redwall, the books themselves have sold 30 million copies globally and have
Jesus.
Yeah, and I own a fair bit of its collection as well. Like of course, that's that got me hooked into furry and that stuff. So, hey, it's like it's going full circle.
Let's see. A tweet from Mr. NX says, "Big news! The creator of Over the Garden Wall is working on a Redwall adaptation for Netflix. I'm already preparing myself for the feast scenes." And then they showed the picture of
Yeah,
that
that's
thingamaboober.
look. I gotta
Oh my
say, like, if this
goodness.
is how the animation is looking like, it's great. Like you can see like from the elements of the show, like the tapestry on the right side of it, and
Oh yeah, the light and shadows. Oh, it's beautiful.
yeah,
Hope they have a lot of potatoes and molasses.
I
And not
mean,
just like the
For
crappy
those of you
3D
guys who didn't
CGI that have
guess
been
that.
used these days.
here's the thing. I think they can pull this off. Like, and I know like if they can capture like the author's love for food, like they have definitely gotten the spirit of the show spot on because the author goes into food like in such exquisite detail, like in his literary work. It just yeah, like it's not Redwall unless you have like a really big feast. It isn't
So that's what half of it's going to be, just a camera pan of a big meal. Every
yes.
tiny little bit of detail, every drop of gravy.
Gosh, now actually that actually makes me want like one of those Redwall recipe books trying to recreate their food. So yeah, like, but of all of this though, like, I have a feeling Redwall is going to span out to a really long series because they have a lot of books to work with. They have 21 actually.
21, bloody hell.
That's right. And if they had like the stamina and the willpower to do, an adaptation of each series, then yeah, of each book, then it's gonna work.
But yeah, if it becomes popular and they make plenty of money from it, then they most likely will.
Oh, for sure.
Well, they already sold over 30 million copies of the original story, so yeah.
It's not just the original stories. Like
they're gonna
it's
make
most
money
likely
off
got to be the original, the entire series. So
I know, but they're still gonna make money off the brand, though. That's what I'm
they
saying.
are going to make.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think as well. Like this is gonna create, usher in a great new furrying. Let's be real with ourselves here.
Oh god, the furries are taking over.
Yes.
I mean, of course, this would have been like super duper popular for like the early gen furries of the early '90s. Man, come on. It's just I don't know. Maybe this, what do furries in the current year have to grow up with? Fucking B stars.
Twitter.
Oh, never forget about Warner Brothers, Road Rovers,
What's
Bugs
that?
Bunny. Wait,
Oh.
you don't know what Road Rovers is? Damn.
No.
All right. Hey, Jolt, do we have any live comments going on?
Not at the moment, no. But
No, no one
what do
has
you
any
guys think? Like,
questions,
is this
comments, concerns.
not
Nothing.
at the moment? But what do you guys think? Like, is this something you'd literally, pick up and watch? Is this?
I'll be watching it when it's available.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Alrighty.
Yeah, just give it enough time, and then just maybe it'll pick up and it'll become it.
Well, I mean, I've got Netflix already, so it's always worth a shot to give something a try.
What do you normally do on Netflix? Like watch B stars and stuff.
Never watched it, never planned to.
Fair enough.
I watch stuff like Lucifer and supernatural or horror stuff.
Oh gosh, like what do you think about? Did you watch a furry episode on Lucifer?
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
I've
Better
heard
than
of it,
CIA one.
but I don't know what happened in it.
Oh yeah, that's because there was a punch up at a FurCon.
Wait a minute, was that the one where they went to a woman's house and there was a bunch of raccoons in her room, or was that like another episode of something else?
I don't know, but there was a punch up at the Furcon in fursuits.
That might have been CSI. No, maybe not CSI. Maybe like X-Files. Crap, I don't know.
No, CSI, when they did their furry thing, it was a...
No, I know about that, but like there was one episode like where they went to someone's room and like they found man, it wasn't X-Files. Cuz like that's not weird enough.
We're not weird enough for
There.
the X-Files.
As soon as it's going to come to me as soon as I get some reminder. No,
It's
there
like
was
a
like a bunch
furry.
of plushies in this person's
It's like a
room. It was
furry
like,
alien thing, a mishmash that just becomes like,
No,
these things,
they
they're aliens
went to their
too.
room and there was like a whole bunch of like plushies all over the bed, and they're like, "Oh, it's not that weird," but they're like, "Yeah, but they're like 25. Like, why do they have so many plushies in their room?" Or some weird shit like that.
Jesus Christ.
I don't remember. Maybe it was a CSI episode actually. I don't know. I don't remember. I tried to block that out of my memory.
You know.
That's how.
But it was kind of relatable. I do have a lot of plushies.
All right. So we got one other topic for you. Another one on the show. I think this is a good one. Dungeons and Dragons, Stuff of Legends. A new YouTube series with puppets and role playing.
Just more things for random people to get offended over for no reason.
We'll get to that. First off, yes, this is one take on Dungeons and Dragons. Funnier. Okay. And yeah. And yeah. So if you look at the cover art, you'll see that there's a common party of puppets.
So basically, the Muppets go medieval.
Yes. You'd be perfectly on point with that one. And yeah, it is quite interesting too, like considering, puppet shows. How common are they? Like, wait, do you ever watch one, or is this like something that's more like theater? Like you go up to a theater and you watch.
Well, I like watching the Muppets, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Now-
I just love when the crew of Sesame Street goes on a quest to go slay the dragon in the cave who stole the treasure. That's just the best episodes.
I'm sorry, but that sounds like a bad porno.
Well, that sounds exactly.
God,
like
you had
what
to
we're
make it
talking about
furry.
Right now. That's what they're doing. The D&D puppets. Where's my buddy Big Bird with his big ass mace, trying to slay the trolls?
I
Where
thought
is
you were
he
going to
at?
say something much different given what we're talking about now.
When you're at the dragon,
Exactly
the
what we're
question...
talking about.
When you're at the dragon, though, you have to ask extra crispy or original recipe.
I mean, fried chicken is pretty good.
I mean, it's basically something FD, fried dragon. But then again, how do you fry
So,
can you know what?
sorry, my
Let's put away
understanding
the thought
about...
of how you can fry a dragon, but let's run with it. Let's make it.
So-
It's possible.
With this whole thing, from what I understand, people got upset because one of the characters has big breasts.
Correct. This one here, and it's
Wait,
yes,
why are
as you
they
guessed
upset
it,
about that?
it was on Twitter. But here's the
Of
thing.
course, you trust Twitter to get offended.
Here's the thing. Joven Shire is one of the guys who are in charge of the Staff of Legends, and he says on his Twitter, "Fun Staff of Legends fact: I wanted the actors to have full control over the design of the characters." One of the other guys, Brandon, wanted a fish. Let's look at the cast. Brandon
Wait,
Rogers.
so he wanted to have the biggest boobs that a puppet ever had. Okay.
Yeah, and get
I
this
mean,
though, Shanna
alright,
Malcolm was very
sure.
specific, saying she wanted Ari to have the biggest boobs a puppet can have. And here's the funny thing, Shanna
Okay.
Malcolm.
Yeah, so good for you, I guess.
Yeah, and
So-
she
Progressive
specifically created,
sexuality.
a character. And look at the name, like they're not taking themselves seriously. Areola Borealis.
Oh.
You're kidding, right?
I didn't even know the name of that.
Oh no.
See, this is why people don't look at context before they react to things online. I mean, look at her for crying out loud. Seriously.
Oh god.
You're going to turn around and tell this particular individual that she can't have her character the way she wants it.
Right.
It's like Beyonce in was it Beyonce the one who did the gazelle in Zootopia?
Shakira.
That'd be Shakira.
Yeah, she wanted her character to be that
To be
thin,
thick. Yeah, I know she did.
but
Yeah, she wanted her to
the
have them
people
thick
behind
thighs.
the show when they were making it, they didn't want that. And yet, same sort of thing here, but reversed. The voice actor wants something chunky and, well, comical, and yet people are losing their shit over it. I mean, you look at what is the circumstances behind
I don't think that's the problem here. No, she didn't want her to be thick for the sake of being thick. She just thought that her character wasn't representative of something, natural. So she kind of just stepped up a little bit. In this particular case, I don't really see a problem with.
It's like
the
the character,
voluptuous breasts.
it's your character, your fantasy, who, like you could, it's akin to like if you play any other game like this, like an RPG, use the character creation tool and you mod out how you want it to be, right?
Well, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's your
This is
character,
just
make
that
it how
too,
you want it.
This is just that. Like, and I think the humor is also good in this. It must be too. Also, little observation too. Slippy Richardson.
I was just thinking that myself, yeah. Because if speaking of the name about Areola Borealis,
Yeah, like what dude?
Slippy Dick.
Yeah, that was kind of.
Someone has been watching. What was that show called? Captain Pugwash. I swear, this reminds me of Captain Pugwash.
Okay.
God,
You don't know Captain Pugwash?
I haven't.
Oh man, you think this is bad? You should see that one. Semen stains,
Oh,
masturbate.
God.
Mr. Bates, come over here. I need your help.
I mean, this is
Yeah.
almost as bad as calling breastfeeding a chest feeding. That's what we have to.
Oh
call it now.
no.
Chest feet, you are kidding me.
Very important that we do that. Don't want to be discriminatory.
Nah.
Because men can breastfeed too. I mean, chest feed.
Men can just
Oh,
feed.
yeah.
Oh no.
Horrible stuff. Ugh, all that gendered language.
That also
Jesus
reminds me
fucking Christ.
too how I'm still bummed like the 5th edition of Dungeons and Dragons with the Dragonborn character. I think we did cover it on the show at one point in an episode. They debubified it. I mean, now I get it. Like I get it. Real reptilian anatomy and all that. That's understandable. That's fine. But still.
But it's a land of make believe. If someone wants to have something their way, to have fun, to do what they want, then let them. Stop trying to stop people having fun.
Hey, is it safe? Is your suspension of disbelief ruined when you look at an Argonian in the Elder Scrolls, a female one?
Nope. Mainly because I wasn't looking at the female ones, but still.
I don't know, man. Something about those lizard boobies.
Well, we all know your favourite book.
Maybe you do.
Yep. But I mean, it just goes to show how people have to find something to be offended over. Because this is clearly a joke. It's a bit of fun. I mean, you can tell by the name and how they've designed the character how they wanted it. But no,
Like, here's
people
the thing,
have
yeah.
to get offended.
Well, let's see what people are actually offended all about.
Yeah, at least now, like, there's people who say, it's actually quite funny that, if that they've given the cast like perfect, full control over how the characters are designed and such. But yeah, it's like same thing too. Like people who got mad at the Mandalorian boob armor until they realized it was designed by a woman.
Oh,
Hmm.
God
This was designed
forbid.
by, this
God
character was
forbid
designed
you
by a
have some
woman
armor
too,
that actually
Shanna
accommodates the
Malcolm.
female form. Yikes. And let's see, what do we have about Mr. Screwtrap here? They say, wait, hold on, scroll up a little bit. Nope. Joel,
It's weird.
scroll
It's
up.
just sorry.
They said something really funny.
Up.
Almost there. Almost.
I can't hear you too well over here. Just a sec.
You're saying almost there.
Oh, never mind. They were just...
There it was.
Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay. Those are still bad design because they lead to the sternum and draw attraction to the breast. Oh, you can't deny that. God forbid the design draws attention to the breasts. Oh my virgin eyes. Yikes. Oh no. I can't deal with it. Oh,
God
my
forbid the point of a
bonkers.
design does what it's supposed to.
I thought that was just so
Jesus
hypocritical. I'm like, bro, really? Come on, get real. That's silly.
Like,
She
I
did it
think-
wrong. She tweeted about breasts. You've got to call it chest.
Ah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, and here I thought women wanted to be all empowered and stuff. And they're like, hurry for the sexual revolution. I'm gonna go wear my pussy hat and not care. And then they
Well, exactly.
go
The
and
fight
they
for
bad
one
being
thing,
objectified.
but then as soon as it becomes, if a man designed this, oh no, it's wrong. A woman does it, oh, that's all right. But if a man says breastfeeding, no, you're doing it wrong. It's got to be chest feeding. Well, pick a side and stand there. You can't flip flop between the two.
Exactly.
Gosh, you know what though? You know what I love about this though, to get back on track, is the old. You know what I miss too? Old school power fantasies as well. For men. Where they had they had these girls wearing chainmail bikinis.
So, out of curiosity, when was the last D&D like movie or TV show?
Oh, I'm sure they've got many. I just don't go looking for them. This one's just a YouTube, puppet series. Is what this is.
Oh, cool.
I mean, it's just a few YouTubers having fun, but no, that's not allowed.
I mean, heck,
Well-
it's even as official as ever. Like, it's on the Dungeons and Dragons website.
Hmm.
So, yeah. But you know what though? If this thing has can solicit that sort of thing, yeah, I'm down. I want in. I want to watch it.
Yeah, I think this is something I'll end up having to watch because it just sounds like it'll be funny.
I mean, yeah, I get it. Dungeons and Dragons is currently in a really mixed bag at the moment because of the current route that they've been taking. With the whole disability stuff and so on.
I've not heard
onto
about
this, and going on with the whole combat wheelchairs.
that. Jesus.
I think the
Christ.
Ghostbusters Extreme did it better.
I mean, Sly Cooper did it okay with a combat wheelchair. Ish. Still,
A combat wheelchair. Oh my bonkers. What?
I mean, it's one thing that you want to live your fantasy like this, but would you really want to live your fantasy like this? I wouldn't.
Exactly.
And
The point of fantasy is for it to be a fantasy, and not for someone else to tell you, no, you can't have it this way, you've got to have it this way. But then that's not fantasizing at all.
Mhm. Yeah, there's the escapism, the suspension of disbelief. Yeah, that's the core essence of it all, really. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, you know what though? You know what though? It's
Yeah.
actually all right though. What do you guys think? Like, I know we're a little bit we're way on short, but I guess you know what? It's sometimes.
We're a little bit short, but there was another interesting news topic that I kind of wanted to ask you guys about. Did you see what just happened the other day? Or I guess it would be this morning.
No.
Perseverance landed on Mars.
All right.
How crazy is that? We
So they
have
have a new. So this is the new Mars rover 2.0.
the Mars rover 2.0. Yeah, like we got like robots on Mars again. I'm sure Curiosity is very upset about that.
No, it's going to have a friend now.
But damn, right? Like, yeah, Mars landing, Perseverance. How cool is that?
Moments before touchdown among new images of Red Planet.
Awesome.
Right. So, this new rover is going to be on the Martian surface for quite a while. Going to be conducting all kinds of scientific experiments, and here we have some of the first images from the Martian surface. It kind of looks like a rocky desert, but like, look at how clear these are. It's amazing.
That is brilliant.
I wonder if they set it up with a Sony camera module.
I mean, maybe Sony built their camera. Who knows?
Sony make great cameras.
They really do, yeah. So
It's really clear. Like you can see a lot out of this though. Like wow.
It's like
Picture
I
of the
can
wheel
touch
and-
it.
yeah, look at this. Cool.
Yeah, and this is what Mars. Yeah,
So
looks like.
now we're entering a different stage of space exploration. At least like when it comes to Martian exploration, because Curiosity has been on the planet for over a decade and a half, I believe. It's been a while.
Yeah,
Since,
and
like,
it
the
was so much
mid-2000s.
clear imagery than what we got last time. It's just
Oh yeah,
amazing
yeah.
to
But now
know.
we got all kinds of new equipment and all these kinds of new robots going there, and I don't know if Elon is gonna make his little colony or whatnot. Who knows? But all
I'm
kinds
sure
of
It's a
Mars-
crazy
common.
new stuff
Yeah,
is happening.
it's a very common thing to wonder. What everybody always says. We're all gonna colonize Mars at some point.
Well, what's really interesting too is just in the past couple of weeks, China actually landed one of their rovers on the dark side of the moon. I believe that was 2.5, maybe 3 weeks ago, something like that.
All right.
Yeah, so like they're starting to get into space as well. This is the future, guys.
The
Gonna be
space
crazy.
race is on.
Yeah. Hopefully, one day we can make another manned mission to the moon, like in our
Yeah.
lifetime. Like, how cool would that be? That'd be
Well,
pretty
turns out
cool, man.
logistically, apparently, you have to wait till a particular point of the year, or every couple of years. Apparently, the Mars is closer to Earth, and that's when you jump over.
Yeah. I think it's like every 6 months or so. Like that's when they get closer to Earth. It's like in their summer stage or something. It's not
You know,
that far.
I take a closer look at this photo, and I think I've seen places like this here on Earth, and they're really not interesting to visit.
I mean, can you
So that, yeah,
imagine, though, just,
can the
like, in
rover
our
take a clear
lifetime,
picture of Earth?
that like we go to another like world, like if astronauts landed on the moon again, because the last time they did was back in like '72.
Yeah, and they realized about how shitty the terrain is for vehicles.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy place to be, but hell, people could
There
still
is
be there. I mean, that's
there
really awesome.
there is actual plans to visit one of Mars's moons to look for, well, any gases that would have escaped the planet when it was being bombarded in the early
Yeah,
days by the sun.
Phobos, Deimos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Phobos. Deimos is a smaller one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That'd be cool to go to Phobos.
Gosh, the
Maybe we should.
next thing we need is to figure out how we're going to get people onto Mars at the moment.
What was the name of that actor?
I mean, of all places, there is some other planets that have been discovered that are very similar to Earth. So would we really want to choose Mars of all places? I get that it's close, but I mean, it's moving into a desert wasteland.
Yeah, Mars is kind of cold. There might have been life there. I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
Like
because it was still not
millions of
explored
years ago, there could
enough.
have been some fish or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, who's to say that there still isn't? Because there's no definite proof that there isn't, and there's no definite proof that there is. The
Exactly.
universe is such a wide, vast area of everything. You never know what we'll eventually find when equipment does get better to travel further out.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, who knew that Pluto had a giant heart? And Pluto just wanted to love everybody.
Yep.
Do you remember back in the day, like a couple years ago, when we saw the first images of Pluto, and it was like just a little buddy holding a heart. It was so cute. Oh my god, Pluto is totally a planet. Fuck you, scientists. Pluto's
You
a
know,
planet, okay?
I'm kind of wondering why NASA hasn't contacted Bruce Willis to go drilling on Mars yet.
Good question. They should. Maybe he demands too much, like, celebrity pay. Who knows?
Wait, you haven't seen Armageddon then?
Of course I have. But,
Oh,
like,
okay.
maybe he requires a little bit more pay than they're used to if they got their funding cut. You know, I don't know.
Well, Ben Affleck could also go with them.
Maybe.
All right. But overall, though, I think it's a real big step now for space exploration. What's just happened?
Oh, I really think so, yeah.
Look,
Now we
Definitely, like, within our lives, we're gonna see people land on Mars. How cool would that be?
sorry,
that would be cool.
but for me, it's not going to be until they actually send someone to go around the moon, around Mars, and come back before I'm going to be interested. Because at the moment, they're just still sending robots out there.
I think in the next couple decades at least, you know, they're gonna send someone there.
And the
they
issue
have
is more.
to. Otherwise,
Remember, back
no
in
one's
like
able
the
to
late
get to Mars.
60s,
So
they sent someone to the moon and they had less computing power than somebody's iPhone. And they still did it.
Yeah, no, people went to the moon with nothing more than a calculator, a pocket calculator.
Exactly. Yeah, like your iPhone has more computing power than the entire NASA institution back in the 1960s.
My
Okay.
current iPhone has more computing power than my first computer.
Exactly. So they could totally send someone to Mars. Maybe. I think.
There you go, if ever. Just go sit in your car and see if you'll be able to last against the coldness on Mars.
all right. So what do you think? I guess that's a wrap for this week, isn't it?
Seems so.
I guess
Yeah,
so.
it's a little bit of a bit of a slowy, but hey, not too bad, not too bad. And I think like might be exciting to see where this all heads together, isn't it?
Mm.
But yeah. So what do you think so far? Just about this week, closing statements.
Was I definitely think it'll be really interesting to see what's going to come out of this new trip to Mars, to find out the more high def pictures and to see what it will hold for the future. That's something I'm definitely thinking we've got to keep the eye on for that.
Yeah. You know, maybe there is like potential to actually, you know, to settle on Mars. There is potential, you know.
Yep.
For all
For
of it.
anyone out there who doesn't like this D&D thing, the whole Muppet thing, don't ever watch Cranky Anchors.
Goodness. But honestly, though, I think the Muppet thing was just going to be super duper tame. But yeah. But yeah, Evira.
Well, I hope everyone enjoyed this week. I also did just wanted to mention, rest in peace to a conservative hero, Rush Limbaugh. He's done a lot for radio, independent voice. God bless him and his family.
Mm. Yeah, that was hard to
Mm.
miss, though. It's
Very hard
and
to miss indeed. Yeah,
it's
he's done a
yeah.
lot. He's a good
It
man,
signified it signified the end of an era.
unfortunately.
But
Well, aside from that, I hope everyone had a fantastic night listening to our show,
indeed,
as much as we had much fun making it. Jolt?
indeed, as ever, it's a pleasure to have you guys on as always. And our episodes are always available on Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, BitChute, and more platforms further down the line. This is us signing off. Farewell, and until next time.
Bye.
Bye.